let's begin our January 8th meeting. Andrew, would you call our?
Yes, Marty Basic here. Adam Bowman will not be here this evening. Terry Johnson will not be here this evening. Tom Probbins. Present. Andrew Rankley. Here. Kevin Repcheck is online, but we're having a problem with his volume. Jason Ruggles. Here. Elaine Benson.
Here.
Okay.
So I saw the email. I think that was the prior meeting's minutes that you may have sent out by mistake.
Did I send out 12, not 12/11?
Yeah, I think it was November.
We didn't have a meeting in November.
No, we didn't have.
I'm sorry, what October meeting was up with? I saw on my email.
Yeah, because it says September and
Yeah.
Well, how about that? I do have those minutes.
I mean, I think we all understand and we're okay. Is there a motion to adopt the minutes from last meeting?
Motion.
Again. Moved and seconded, all in favor? All opposed? Meetings are accepted. I guess we'll open it for any, is there any, nobody's on, so no citizen comments today?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, too many one day.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. That's all. I think I'm the only
Our kids, how's there?
No, nothing new on a chairperson's report. Obviously, wound the year down, and I know we discussed. Kevin?
I can hear you guys.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, there you are.
Happy New Year. How are you feeling?
Hey, same to you guys. Sorry, my computer's acting up with the audio, so I had to go in by my phone. Not sure why.
How's your leg doing? How are you?
Surgery was the 17th, went great. PT started this week, but they still tell me it's like 5 to 6 months before I'm back to normal. So hopefully driving in about 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, but good times.
Goodness gracious. Well, good luck to you in that. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you. No, it's going well. I mean, it's just slow. That's all.
Understand. I guess we'll skip the commission liaison report. And Andrew.
He called me on the way home or on his way home from work and said he would not be attending. So not a lot of updates from us on our side. Really, we're working through year end. So this board being new to how all of it works for us, now we're looking backwards. So for 6 months, we're looking forward to this year. And now for the next 4 months, we will be looking backwards. So we produce what's called the annual comprehensive financial report, which we've won the award for
45.
Government. Say again?
45.
Yeah. So we've won that award since 1976. And we will continue that as we go. It's getting bigger and bigger as we go with all the standards they do have. And that's what we work towards really with an April 15th release date. Really what we shoot for is April 15th. That's not because it's tax day, it's just that's kind of the way the dates line up for us. And then we have the popular annual financial report that also is produced, and that's in the May magazine every year, in which that summarizes at more of a much higher level, and also incorporates the by charter required annual report that the manager has to give to the community. So in our home rule charter, it states that our manager needs to give an annual report. So we team those two things up and release that in the May magazine every year. Yeah, we've gotten that award since 1994. Helps having a public information office that can take care of that type of stuff and all the layout and all that stuff. Yeah. So they take care of all the layout and do all that stuff for us. So it's a kind of built-in, baked-in thing that we do every year. So it's not too big of a lift anymore, for sure. So we tried to go all digital back in 2013, but that didn't work. So yeah, it wasn't very well received. So we still produce it in the magazine every year. So that's our main focus right now, and getting all those things tied up. Primarily for expenditure wise, you're going to see if you look at the commission agendas. I know Commissioner Silverman's here, not here, but a lot of our purchasing starts right now. So we hit the ground running. Our largest contract outside of our refuse contract is our street reconstruction contract. We try and hit that, and so that we approve that in February, to get the best, get on contractor schedules and so on and so forth. But a lot of our other large contracts are going to be approved on Tuesday night for sanitary and storm sewer reconstruction, repairs, CCTV, manhole repairs, you name it. Those types of things. Some of those are renewals as you go, so if you see those things on the agenda, but primarily there's a lot of purchasing going on the agenda items here in the first 3 months. We also purchase equipment, so any equipment that was produced or approved in the budget will be produced on these agendas as well. Typically from cooperative purchasing agreements, and it's pretty standard municipal equipment. So there's a lot of spending that's going on as well. Or
It's
just
just-
commitment to spending.
Yeah, because it's assets commitment, but just general cash flow throughout the year.
Yeah, and we expect that, and we know that, as we go. And we'll get, our large quarterly EIT really covers that right now, speaking of cash flow, just to kind of extrapolate on that. Our EIT really covers it, so we don't collect our real estate tax until starting in June. Right. So you're right, we need a cash flow piece, but our EIT has generally been covering that just fine, and we don't really have any cash flow issues when it comes to getting those things. But the commitment to the big purchases for the street reconstruction, we're not paying that until August, till real estate tax receipts are really in.
Remember you said something about this year with the school tax and the municipal, all that being combined, it seemed to be happening a little faster. Is that still the case?
Yes.
There are people, I think, with December 31st was the second installment.
Second installment,
So,
correct. Yeah. So it's worked great. It's really, we're working through kind of all the reconciliations. I mean, that's expected to be, but at the front facing resident level, it should have been easier to, pay one payment and both your taxes are paid. So. We're working.
What's the typical compliance, like 95% of people pay on time, or is it?
So we turn over all taxes, so
Yeah.
it starts June 1st and ends 2/28 of the following year, right? So February 28th following year. And then we turn over in March to the delinquent collector, which is Jordan Tax Service. And when we do that, our general collection rates for municipal on face is 98% collection or higher. And if you watch back at prior videos, and we're lucky here, Mount Lebanon taxpayers pay their taxes.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to really worry about it. And school district, because of some things with installments and those types of things, are 95% collected. They're a little bit less than we are, and especially when they're a higher dollar value. Than we are. So, but they're all over 95% every year as well. So we did, yeah. So
What does that compare to other places?
they're in the low 90s generally. Yeah, generally most municipalities in Western Pennsylvania are in the low.
I was gonna say, in Louisiana, it's probably 9. 9.
Not too critical.
Yeah,
Yeah, so. And like I said, the EIT too, I mean, those are our two largest taxes. And that is a steady cash flow just because it's employer withheld. So we have a very good tax collection stream here that's very consistent. So not something that Terry and I much have to worry about in that way, which is, a blessing as a finance director to not have to worry about that. So.
Right. Appreciate that. Anything we need to update on from our subcommittees, or I know we've had the report out 2 months ago, but any new activity or do we need to have any updates, any other meetings? And we're kind of light tonight,
Yeah.
kind of trying to ramp up the year.
We're not on our side.
Yeah, so the pension meeting will be in February.
Right.
So we'll have that pension meeting in February.
Well, that'll be the subcommittee or
The subcommittee,
All right.
yep. The subcommittee will meet in February. All right. And so we'll give you the full, and like I mentioned, so we'll also have a report in May.
That's when he comes in and does the full.
Yeah, so I think in May is probably the best to come in and make sure that it presents to the board level. But also in May, we will be turning over all of our data for actuarial reports. So later this year, we'll be talking about actuarial reports as part of the pension subcommittee.
Andrew was going out there, so.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's a lot.
It was very helpful. Yeah, so Terry sent me a sort of list of every car in the municipal fleet, the numbers, mileage and whatnot. Surprising that, I mean, police accounts for pretty much 75% of the cars in the municipality.
Half of
So I guess this might be more of a Steve question, I know we had talked early on about, the police not wanting to electrify their fleet. That's, something we don't want to pursue, going through that list of vehicles you sent me and, taking out police cars and the public works fleet, which is, dump trucks and things you can't electrify, right? Looks like there's maybe 12 cars out of the entire fleet that would possibly be, a candidate for switching to electrification, so. If we're gonna exclude them.
Is it even, does it become even worth it at that point?
Yeah, that's sort of the, next.
And does that stem the recycling process?
Right, because those are all clean now.
Correct, yes,
Yeah.
the fire fleet is, presumably getting police hand downs when, the chief's car recycles to that fleet, right, so. There's,
If we go to electric, then once that's the recycling program.
right,
Police
so,
are
that'll be a question when Steve gets back, we can present the cars, we see as. Possibly this is either candidates and do we, want to sell these cars? 'Cause I went through and did a quick, value of the cars we have, and it's, $200,000, we sold them all today roughly, right? So. But that's probably the next step is to determine, it's 12 cars, that's the actual number of cars, is it worth it, plus, the infrastructure cost and. Malibu wants to go. Green, right?
Yeah.
They might not care about, the delta. That's where we're at currently.
So speaking to that, the urban planner that we have, that is basically the assistant planner here, is leading that electrification piece of it. So he may be coming and I want to hook him up with you. I wanted to wait for tonight's meeting. I may connect him with you specifically because you're kind of taking on the charge here with electrification. And then he'll get with you, and then he may come to our meeting in February to discuss kind of what's going on there
Okay.
with the mobility board.
Yes.
That they're taking that over. Or taking that, and they have a piece in that as well. For it, so.
I'm sure if you the secretary sent me there, we can put together some sort of, deliverable, little fuzzy thing or something that we can share with the. For the next meeting, sort of streamlines all the.
Yeah.
Massive data we have.
Yes.
And a quick question, maybe it's cart before the horse, but if we, the board, not our board, the real board, opts not to electrify 12 cars, would they still look at having the Mount Lebanon owned charging stations in the parking lots for the,
Yes.
the rec center?
That's what this is.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Okay.
That's part of this.
Okay.
Yeah, that seemed like that was gonna.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if one.
Yeah, and then there's kind of the internal, let's call it internal and commercial, like right. Retail.
That could still be a moneymaker for Mount Lebanon having a charging station.
Well, we just got our report today. We make,
I did.
in the 2 charging stations we have, about $650 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the one in the south garage and the one in the overlook lot. December was $650.
That's good.
Yeah, I picked up the report off the printer, she printed it to us, so.
Well, doesn't mean 2 or 3 or 4 of them at every, parking lots, and people with electric cars plug them in when their kids are playing.
And mind you, that really is just organic. I mean, we didn't do any public, it just, you get it on the charge point, that's what we used, boom, it's in the network and.
I mean, I lived here my whole life, I didn't know there was a parking lot behind Beverly Road for probably 3/4 of my life. It's a charging.
We should advertise parking.
Yeah, right.
I wonder how much like Market District makes, we're down there at Bethel, I mean, they've got what, 10 stations, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's just, at this time of year, it's just, it's like trying to visit Santa with customers, with everybody.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know what the agreement there is. That's, I mean, it's not prime parking area, but I mean, it's certainly an advertisement as soon as you pull in.
Absolutely.
And like I said, you got enough people that have electric cars around the stadium for the football games, people will use them. Ice arena, people use them, they come to watch their kids play hockey, or you're gonna have enough people to plug in, and if Mount Lebanon's getting a cut of that, it's just like, why not?
Yeah.
Well, it's odd because I mean, I don't know what the the percentages, but you know, here it's a bedroom, most people have a house. And so you got your own charging station, but
Well, I know a few people that have them that don't have
they don't have their own.
functioning garages, it's the
Yeah.
Lebanon garage, you can't fit in. a charging
Yeah, yeah.
station. Can't fit any bigger than a VW in.
Right.
So they're like running a cord under their garage.
Yep.
So they'll still do it, it's just not as, you know, yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Any new items to discuss tonight? New from the group, Kevin, anything from you?
I was just curious, how did the whole MRTSA thing settle out? I mean, is there gonna be a longer or a plan to kind of get them on a regular, like from an accounting standpoint and budgeting standpoint? From an
Yes,
equipment standpoint, I mean,
Sorry, Kevin, I didn't mean, I thought that you were done there. The RFP is going out. It's been finalized, so we'll be soliciting responses this month. So we should have a contract in place, I think no later than the end of February. To then have a 3-month study for that, to then have the deliverable in mid-year. Is the news we got at the staff meeting on Thursday. So
cool.
that's coming. And the first part.
Yeah, I mean,
So you know, there's 2 parts to it. So like, as you said, there is a piece of it that's the accounting piece, kind of how they're doing all that, so on and so forth. That's kind of after they kind of see, you know, how are they set up? Is it, you know, all those things in the comparison and why we're paying more and so on and so forth. So.
yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, because, you know, joining this board, it's very impressive to me in the first year, just how with police and public works and fire, I mean, equipment replacement is scheduled years out in advance and is very predictable. And, you know, it just, from a budgeting standpoint, it makes it a lot easier. They're a wild card. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there similar, that's a good, I mean, it's a good point, you know, since we're involved with dormant and other locations, either from the finance perspective or some of our support services, did those areas that share, did they have those same challenges, or is this unique to MRSA? Like, it's like, do they plan their own fire, police, vehicle, all this thing? They handle their business much like we do, and MRSA as an outlier, or is this influence from different municipalities that maybe are?
No, it's much handled like us.
Okay.
You know, where MRSA is its own entity and it's not really baked into any kind of budgeting process for equipment replacement, those types of things. And so it sometimes can have a disconnect because you then have boots on the ground, so to speak. Meaning, you know, your manager, your assistant managers and those types, not knowing all the things that are going on at MRSA, whereas here, I believe Commissioner Silverman being one, and I don't need to shine him on here, you know, he's very communicative as what's happening with MRSA, and that may not be happening. And we've always been very communicative at from back from when I first started with Kelly Fresh being on the board and so on and so forth. They were always upfront with what's happening at MRSA, but that might not happen everywhere. So, but we're also paying the lion's share, so.
Right.
You know. It's not a huge deal to a lot of that, basically it's for us, it's a $300,000 increase. That's split between that 300,000, because if we're essentially 50%, that 300,000 increase is split between 5 others.
Right. So no, yeah.
Not as much as. I mean,
All right, any other items for today? Anything else? Everybody got their Mardi Gras celebration set, because it's officially Mardi Gras season, I don't know if you know that. So, you know, starting
Public record.
2 days ago, it was spotlight, so. We got till March 5th, so. Just saying.
Okay, I don't think I knew that it was so long.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, it's based on, you know, like Catholic holidays, so Epiphany to
Okay. right.
to Shrove Day, to Easter, it's whatever. Sorry, that's a whole different side thing. That's why I have a purple tie on today, so.
Very nice.
I'll bring in some more garbage
It
information.
wasn't morning for the LSU Tiger season, so.
No, sorry. That's not my Saint season, oh, that's a different story out there, boy.
Yes.
All All right. So nothing else we have, so we've got our next meeting is 12, is that right? 12 to 6?
February 12th.
February 12th, okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right, well, I guess that's really might be a new record. We started at 6:02, so it's 6:23.
6:23.
Yeah, so I guess if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Accepted, is it second, okay, all in favor? Aye, and
Aye.
opposed, none, okay, the meeting is adjourned.
All right, see you, Kevin, see you next month.
Kevin, take care.
See you guys. Take care.